Oh, yo, what up, what up? Good morning, MG. Monday. Oh, baby. Monday. I like the kick shot and everything.
The kick shot's going.
We need to like...
that on the screen.
Oh,
yeah.
It is.
Oh, wow, look at that.
Oh,
love it.
Yo. Monday, June 16th, 2025. Look at that. Another beautiful day to have a beautiful day. I got my co-host in the house, Tyler, Mando. Welcome to Kick Streaming. We are now playing, we're now playing in the big leagues.
Yeah.
How you guys doing?
We're now streamers. We're not just content creators. We're now streamers.
We're streamers now. This is the top.
Streamers. We need to get you guys some cool backgrounds as well. Like,
yeah, I miss my old background. I was looking at my office photo the other day and I posted it. I was like, I need to get this shit. I mean, it's so blank. My stuff hasn't come yet. It's coming. Anyways, that's another conversation.
You getting homesick already?
No.
Euro tripping?
Definitely not homesick at all. Just sick at home.
So what actually happened to you? You went to Paris and then you just got airlifted to Saint-Tropez. It felt like.
Yeah. So I went to Paris with
trip to Saint-Tropez.
Yeah, it was like I went to Paris to do the thing with Moonpay. Shout out to Moonpay. Thank you, Moonpay. Love you guys, Keith, Julia, and Ivan, to host a panel, moderate a panel, fireside with Ivan, the founder and CEO of MoonPay, which was great. By the way, I need to repost it. It's really bullish. Anyways, the day after I was supposed to go home, mind you, this is always 2nd-degree sunburn across my entire body. Remember last week when I came in, so I ended up being a 2nd-degree sunburn. 2nd-degree sunburn turns into sinus infection, which I've been getting since I'm a baby. Great. So I'm just at this stage, I'm fucked up. And then a friend of mine goes, yo, we want to do, talk to you about some stuff. And we're coming to Saint-Tropez. I'm like, no, I don't really want to go to Saint-Tropez, though I really do, but I'm feeling really bad. Like I was fucked up. Like you can ask Vanessa, I was like screaming in the room, like burning sensations. And then he goes, there's ways to get you out here quick. And I was like, fuck it, let's go. I was like, well, there's worse places to heal and chill a little bit. So I was that guy inside all day because I wasn't allowed to see the sun. All that, and I'm back home. Mando, but just sick as fuck.
You're still looking a little bit red.
Yeah, bro, it's getting there. Yeah, but at least I'm not. Am I? That's better. Yeah. Okay, we're good. Sorry. Wait, I'm not gonna get banned from Kick for doing that, right?
Don't get.
Are we getting banned on the first day? I think Kick's a bit more anything goes.
Did I just have a nip slip?
Twitch would have banned you straight away.
Twitch would have banned me right away. Tyler. Anyways, that's that. I'm home though. We're good. Listen, I woke up this morning. Remember my mom sending me to school with fever. No excuses. So I'm at school with fever. What's up, Tyler? How you doing?
He's red. Mark is down confirmed.
I'm on the road myself. I'm still down in Indianapolis. I came down for the Pacers game 4. It was an incredible game. They ended up losing it in the last few minutes, which was a bummer. But it was fun to be an NBA Finals game. And
so is it over? Or is it how many more games?
The series is 2-2. There's it's back in Oklahoma City tonight for Game 5, and then it's best of 7. So yeah, they can still win, but they're more of an underdog now.
You coming back for Game 7 if it happens?
Game 6 will be Thursday in Indianapolis, but I'm not sure I'll be able to stay that long. We'll see.
Yeah, the hockey's also 3-2. Panthers and Oilers. It's just weird when there's hockey almost July, so nobody cares at this stage of this. Anyways, I love the comments in the right.
Is anyone paying attention to the Club World Cup in the US at the moment, Tyler? Because I watched a few of the games and it looks like even the players don't give a crap about what's going on there. It's like a new format, basically. If you don't know anything about soccer, which I'm not saying you don't, but it's a new format of they're doing the World Cup, but for clubs rather than countries. And it's happening in the US this year. And it's the first year they're going to do the new format. And I'm pretty sure Bayern Munich beat some team from New Zealand 10-0.
2-0. They don't give a fuck.
And I watched the game. It's just embarrassing to watch some of these games. So I guess you haven't heard about it.
Paris cooked Madrid yesterday.
I'm not as deep in the football circles. I know there are some niche groups, but it's not quite as big over here.
You should check it out. It's
World Cup next year, man. We got to get you in it. The real World Cup, not the.
That would be sick. Yeah. That
Yo.
is a big event here too.
We should go. We should
For
all
sure.
go. We should all go to World Cup next year. I fucking love that stuff. Anyways, yeah, the Club World Cup is fun. I was watching Paris, Madrid, so you'll love to see that. All the Portuguese players, man.
It didn't even look like they even cared though. Like when
They
Paris
didn't
were
give a
just,
fuck.
they were just like, oh, okay, we're 1-0 up. It was just like, oh, this really doesn't have the vibe. Apparently, no tickets have been sold and all this sort of stuff.
Oh damn. Okay, this is interesting. Anyways, there's a little announcement. Anyways, the other show. Well, Friday was a war special. Looks like we're gonna have to give you guys the TLDR and updates on whatever happens this weekend. The war in the Middle East is still very much active, though. We did get some news this morning, right before the show, actually, that Iran may be asking or looking for somewhat of a ceasefire, some pause or mediation at least with the United States. So the market's rather on the back of that. So we'll talk about that. We'll go through Tyler's top 100. There's a lot of stuff, mostly on the Trump side. A lot of Trump news. And I want to discuss with you both today, if we make the time. We'll do it before Mando has to go to the show, but is this the last cycle? This is the topic conversation on timeline today. And I got like hundreds of comments when I asked that. So definitely a lot of people have a lot of opinions on that one. And then we got a YEET giveaway. So yeet.com/FOMO hour. No, yeet.com, make an account and then use the code FOMO hour, FOMOHOUR, in order to be able to enter the giveaways every day. We give money away 5 days a week. We've given away a lot so far, about like $30-something thousand in like a month or so. So love to see that. And then last but not least, this show is powered by Wallet Connect. The Wallet Connect is a connectivity network shaping the future of on-chain UX. If you've connected to Web3 app, you've seen Wallet Connect. That blue logo, it's everywhere. An icon of trust in crypto as recognizable as Visa at checkout. Want to learn more? Follow Wallet Connect on X to stay ahead of what is next. But also Kraken Pro. Kraken Pro gives active traders exactly what they need: deep liquidity, full customization, and 350 plus trading pairs. Build your own layout with drag and drop modules and trade seamlessly across desktop and mobile. Go to pro.kraken.com and trade without trade-offs. Mando, you tell us, how are we going to trade without trade-offs this week?
Who is the man, macro daddy of the land? Can you think it?
Farouk, you look like you're about to die, dude. Like, honestly, on this stream, you look like you're about to die.
I'm about to pass out. Like, actually.
You do not look good. As soon as you had your bit, you just put your head in your hands.
I have like really high fever. Like, I think I'm like 38 Celsius at least. I don't know. We'll see.
So I'm trying to remember where we were during the show on Friday. But
we did say higher.
We did say higher. We did, and I think we're definitely higher since then, right?
We definitely are. It wasn't 107. It was like 105.
105. I think ETH was a little bit lower, yeah, and Solana was a little bit lower. So we've had a decent bounce since then. I don't think it's really gotten better over the weekend in terms of the Israel-Iran headlines. Just to quickly summarize, feels like it kind of escalated on both sides. Some key strikes to some of the Iranian infrastructure. Feels like there's one main nuclear power plant, Fordow, which is kind of still operational and remaining, and that's like a mile underground. And if that's going to get taken out, it'd have to be probably alongside the US, and the US are not seemingly joining. So it's kind of locked in this, we're just going to keep on firing at each other until something else happens. And the things that would escalate this is if Iran, they close the Strait of Hormuz, which is like the strait where a lot of the oil and gas supply goes through for the whole world. That would probably be an escalation. If you start to see different weapons get used, that would be an escalation. Now, seemingly in the face of that, we've also seen today some signs, and there was some of it over the weekend, that there's a deal still potentially to happen on the table. Trump is like the king of, I want to make a deal. Had said on the weekend, like, I think a deal will get made. In the last 30 minutes or so, we've heard just from the press that Iran might be reaching out to Israel to try and de-escalate the situation, which is perhaps unsurprising, I think. But it depends. There's going to be pressure, I think, for them to take that deal from the US, but also I think there's going to have to be very high assurances around that and remaining nuclear plant, I reckon, for a deal like that to get done. So maybe something gets done. That was obviously what Trump and the US were aiming for before all this flared up. So maybe we get something like that in the next week or so. I think there will be quite a lot of pressure to make a deal if it is around that. And let's see. But yeah, the markets, crypto's the only real risk market open on the weekend. And as per always, you see us basically bouncing up and down with every strike on either direction. And then as soon as TradFi markets opened, we kind of started rallying because the market basically saw through that this could actually end in some form of a deal. It felt like oil actually dropped on the open. I think some people have thought that would actually go higher. Gold dropped and stocks have risen. So there's definitely a pricing in here that this could be resolved. And I kind of hope that would be the case. So, yeah, let's see. It is quite a big move. Just to put it in perspective, Iran is about 4% of the global oil supply. It is just over 10% of the global gas supply, though the vast majority of that, given sanctions, is sold to China. The main worry here is if they shut the Strait of Hormuz, which is this, I think, about 20 to 30% of oil and energy shipping goes through that lane. So that would be the thing that would really send oil higher. It's not necessarily like a massive thing. Otherwise, it's big, but it's not like oil to 150. I saw someone on the weekend say Bitcoin to 40K, and I was like, no, bro.
Oh yeah, you responded. I saw. It was Wiz, right?
No, I think it was somebody
kidding.
else.
It was a
I put it in my chat, and I was like, nah. So maybe we end up with something better this week. We've got the Fed this week. There's a lot of expectation they're going to cut rates this week. Let's see. That'd be a big win, I think, if they started that off again, and would probably signal, return to cowbell money printing, that being the main focus. We're starting now. If you look at the 3-month lag, there was a period of it going sideways, and now we enter the period. If you bring up Raoul Powell, you'll see we're entering the period where we start to see the parabolic rise.
Oh no!
And hopefully, this is what we're about to see here. Bitcoin dominance have been flirting around, still at this. Yeah, see. So we're now in the period where it could really start accelerating again, in my opinion. And yeah, so like I said, Bitcoin dominance has been flowing. It looked like it was about to go back above 65% on the weekend, and then has since kind of dropped a little bit. You've seen ETH and notably Solana outperform, bounce pretty aggressively off the lows. Solana had some very good specific headlines around, number one, Bybit created their internal DEX on Sol, which was a very good sign. And then you saw Fidelity apply for an S1, which is the expectation we're going to get staking ETFs coming out of the US. So pretty good sign there. And Sol has definitely bounced nicely there. Other than that, Hyperliquid, obviously. Hyperliquid, another all-time high, 45 now, up 10% on the day. And SPX, I would say, is the other big winner in
wow
in memes. Like, memes have done okay on this bounce, but generally,
look at this.
It's just kind of SPX.
Look at this. What's SPX at?
Back to all-time high.
Oh fuck! Really?
Yeah, it had a big sell-off on Friday, and now it's all the way back.
Yeah, that was bought up like crazy. Wow. Yeah, handled. Is it Tyler's special, Mando? Look at that.
That is a cup and handle, my friends.
Cup and handle at all-time high is the best one.
Yeah. How's Farcoin doing? I think Farcoin bounced well too. Yeah, we're looking good. We move the little lines here. We're looking good. Okay. So love to see that. I mean, Bitcoin's at 107 too. We did kind of call last week. We kind of discussed how we think this week could lead to Bitcoin all-time highs. So we'll see. But it looks like the war is going on as we're speaking, by the way. Like they're going back and forth 24/7. And it looks like the prices are kind of like have taken that into consideration. So it's really taking it in. Anyways, so that's that. Question for you, Mando, quickly, and Tyler, actually, and then we'll go to Tyler's top 100. Is this the final cycle? And I pose that question.
Why are people saying that? I don't really understand what's
started
that today.
So I posed that question. I'll tell you why they're saying that today in a minute. So I posed that question as I saw these tweets back to back on my timeline. So obviously, like, a bunch of comments. We love to see that. People are replying. We're yapping. So a lot of people seem to believe that. Why are people thinking that? It's probably going to be part of Tyler's topics in a minute, but the involvement of the Trump family more and more into crypto, Tron news this morning, etc. I think that's what caused the Tron news is really the one that had people tweet that most. I would say I don't think it was any of the Trump mobile or like Trump ETF stuff that kind of like it was really about Justin Sun doing a reverse merger, so SPAC, if I'm not mistaken, in order to bring Tron public, in order to buy more Tron, a la MicroStrategy. Strategy, should I say. So what do you guys think here? I know you both have an opinion on this.
I've spoken to Tyler about this before, but I do think that if the Republicans don't win the next election, you are sowing the seeds of a bit of a clapback. And it makes the election actually a much more of a bigger risk event, in my opinion, for crypto. Just because some of this stuff will be perceived, probably rightly, as a bit of a grift, and people will come in and be like, it will be an easy point of attack, I think. Being like, we're going to come in and reverse all the grifting that's gone on in crypto and all this sort of stuff. And I think you could see it. Now, Tyler said, the chances of them winning the next election seems quite low. You never know with these sort of things, but I would say it's made the election a bigger deal. So, but we're in 2020. The next election is not for 4 years, no? Or 3.5. So
3.5, yes.
We got some time.
Tyler, what do you think?
I also just don't understand where this comes from on the back of that.
Pardon?
I think this is reactionary. I mean, there's nothing that tells me we've got 2 years left in crypto right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack. I've certainly brought up that I feel like Trump family going deeper into crypto is arguably the biggest risk, and I think that still stands. But at the same time, the take that the Trumps are going to take down crypto kind of feels like the take that Saylor is going to go bust and ruin Bitcoin. It's like one of those that makes sense. Like you can talk yourself into it, but then you get into the details like, okay, well, how is this actually going to happen? And while I can see the Dems coming after crypto. Like, are they going to really walk back? Like, or I guess where I'm going is I think we will have made too much progress in the next 4 years that it will be too difficult to walk all this back. Like, how big is IBIT going to be in 2028? Right. So I could see them like banning public figures from participating in crypto companies. Like I could see them doing things like that. But like, what are they going to do to really just destroy price action? I think that's what I'm struggling with right now. But then you see these takes and you ask these people for more details, and they're basically like, one of Moon's comments to follow up was basically like, well, we're never going to have a big alt season again. Like you'll never see another Solana $3 to 300 again. And it's like, well, if that's your definition of crypto being over, like, okay. And I'm kind of in the camp that we're in the golden bull run, breaking the 4-year cycle anyways. So we just grind up higher for maybe a decade. Maybe 15 years. And if that means there's no more cycles, then maybe I'm in agreement with that as well. And I don't know if we're going to have I think broader alt season probably is dead. And I understand the point that the more traditional financial players are here. It's going to be harder to find those huge gains because it's a more competitive space than it was in 2013 and 2017 when a lot of these guys came up. And that's just the evolution of the crypto space. And I still think there's going to be plenty of pockets of outperformance along the way. So I'm not personally too concerned about all of it.
All right. It's good. We'll see what happens on that front. Those are calling for 2-3 years. So we'll wait and see where that takes us. Tyler, I know it's a good segue to what you got first because then you got some of those topics in mind.
For daily NFT and crypto analysis. Mentality on FOMO hour cause the kid can't miss.
Yeah, folks, crypto majors green and rebounding this morning. Bitcoin up 2%, 107,200. ETH up 4%, 26.35, and outperforming. Sol up 5%, up the most at 157. Mando mentioned that we have hype with a new all-time high this morning, over 45. SPX leading all movers across the board. When I ran the numbers this morning, Jito was a notable top mover as well, up 11%, perhaps ahead of those Solana ETFs coming down the pipe sooner than we may have thought. Getting into some of the headlines. So yesterday we had Donald Trump disclose $57.3 million in income from the World Liberty Fi token launch. So that's one of those tidbits that got people riled up this morning about the Trumps. Meanwhile, the SEC cleared Trump Media to move forward and buying $2.3 billion worth of Bitcoin. So Trump Media going big on Bitcoin. And then one of the other breaking news before the show, we have Justin Sun and Tron. They're going to do an IPO, I believe via a reverse merger. And then Eric Trump is going to be involved in all this. And they're going to form some kind of a MicroStrategy type company with the Tron token. So Eric Trump has his fingers now, his fingerprint on 3 to 4 different.
Oh, they caught him.
Also, True Social filed for
you're
Bitcoin.
back.
Caught who?
No, you're back. I was saying you were. Your Wi-Fi.
No. Sorry. And then Trump's True Social filed for Bitcoin ETH ETF. So we got 4 pieces of major crypto headlines out of the Trump family this morning. So just a lot to unpack. We also had Anthony Pompliano potentially heading up a $750 million Bitcoin acquisition company. Amazon and Walmart eyeing stable coins. MetaPlanet hit a big milestone. They've got 10,000 Bitcoin now after 1,112 purchase in the past week. Polkadot is now proposing using 500,000 DOT tokens, which is about $50 million, to build a Bitcoin treasury. So now we've got other chains looking to bet on Bitcoin, and then GameStop is up against raise to $2.25 billion to buy more Bitcoin. So just a slew of these corporate treasury headlines here this morning.
There's definitely a lot going on. Personally, I love the genius of announcing strategic reserve on a Sunday, when traditional markets are closed and Wall Street sleeps. For the first time, retail investors win. Traditional finance better catch up, or will quickly become extinct. The world no longer runs on Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. Speaking of Eric Trump, I mean, they're cooking. So you said ETF announcement for Ethan Bitcoin, Tron, where Eric seems to be on the leading company, as well as I think they lead American Bitcoin, right, which is a Bitcoin mining company. Yep. And a couple other things. I mean, what do we think here? I think the Justin Sun one really had CT. Like the rest is like cool. Like we know the Trump family is going to have a grip on the entirety of the crypto sphere in a way. Like they're really involved and they're cooking. So why would they stop? You just said, sorry, he disclosed $57 million gain, right? So would you just stop there? What do we think of the Tron use more specifically?
Yeah, I think the reason people are upset about this one, and probably rightfully so, is it feels like Justin Sun just kind of paid for a pardon, so to speak, right? Like he was being investigated, and a part of the headline was Tron's doing this IPO after their investigation has been paused. And this also comes after he invested like $25 million in the Trump token or the World Liberty Fi protocol. I don't have the details there, but he did a large investment, and it feels like this is kind of a pay for play situation, right? And it's easy to run with a grifter narrative on the back of all that. And I don't know, it's kind of hard to argue with if you want to paint that picture. So it's not the best look. And then just the combination of all of these in one single morning here, it's like it's just too much. Like just do a little bit less. Like they are clearly taking advantage of this. And what Mike Dudas had, what was a pretty funny tweet. I was very surprised to see the new SEC rule that requires companies to have a Trump family board member or shareholder to go public in U.S. markets, which doesn't even feel like that much of a joke because now we've got Eric Trump involved in 4 different companies It doesn't look like they're slowing down. Now, how will Tron actually do, and what are the impacts here? It's perhaps an interesting discussion. Is this bearish circle? Circle's kind of like this shiny new object. They're not direct competitors by any means, but if you're an investor looking to get crypto exposure via stocks and you want to chase the shiny new objects, now there's going to be another one out there. And Tron has some pretty decent numbers, right?
Circle is still pumping?
Yeah, I think Circle stock is up today.
Oh, look at this.
The narrative here is it's going to, oh my God, it's 165.
Yeah, bro.
Wow.
Damn.
Yeah, we might have fumbled this one a bit. ChatGPT, they knew this one was a buy. So now it's 5x from IPO. So this is a smashing success. The folks were expecting this to rally into the Genius Act, which folks think is going to get passed this week, which would be good for Circle because I believe there are provisions in the Genius Act which prevent tech companies from launching their own stable coins. So like that headline that Amazon and Walmart are launching their own stables, they won't be able to do that if the Genius Act passes. So that'll be a bigger moat for Circle.
You buying some Tron or what? Is that the
Tron
move?
didn't really move weirdly on the back of this.
Yeah, it kind of got sold, right? Like it moved to 29 cents, went back down to 27.90.
I mean,
Didn't move
it's been in
that
this
much.
range for like ever.
Yeah, long time, months, like about 6 months. What was the all-time high for Tron? Oh wow, I'm not gonna lie, it kind of looks good.
It does kind of look good.
What does that look like? Kind of looks like a cup, a handle to me. Just
I don't know
like,
this.
It's like a 6-month cup and handle right there.
yeah.
I'm not betting against Tron. I'll say that. Like there's too many games being played that I don't have purview into.
Yeah,
Market's ripping.
Are we? Yeah. By the way, the code for those of you who don't know, a lot of you new listeners. By the way, we have twice the amount of listeners than we have followers on Kick. Make sure you follow us. Follow the account right now. Take a second. Follow the account so you get notifications. We give money away every single day, but also, it's a one-stop shop to get everything you need in crypto. So for those of you who always ask, where do I get my crypto content? It's 1 hour a day. You listen and you tend to get everything you need out of it. I think we do a good job of that. That's why it's called FOMO.
We could get pretty high on these recommended, right? We get above.
I think we're gonna cook, dude. I think we're gonna cook. The fact there's always 100 people live at once on the first show, and we don't even know yet how to game the algo and stuff. I think we're gonna cook. So do us a favor, everyone. Share it. Post it on X. Get people to follow us. Tell your friends. Tell your wife's husband. Tell your cousin. Tell your mama. Like, tell everybody that we're the place to listen to the show. If you want something good, if you want a place to come and learn from the markets, like you saw from the daily news, then we did have those discussions. Then we go into giveaways. Sometimes we have good guests. Like tomorrow, we have a guest that's injecting $5 billion into Solana. We're gonna have to convince them to do Fartcoin. But anyways, YEET.com is the place to get in for the giveaways. Rafflebot.xyz. The code is Degenz. Degenz. So rafflebot.xyz. Put the code Degenz, Degenz, for a chance to win, some money to the minimum 500. There's not really an upside, so it's not really capped. Anyways, yeah, we are rallying, boys. 107.8. Was there any last? It looks like Iran is pushing for some sort of.
Can we just talk about that for a second? And I know we don't want to get too deep into
geopolitics. Let's talk about it.
Is a ceasefire here a good longer term outcome? Because to me, it feels like this isn't totally resolved yet. Like it was the whole point. Wasn't the whole point of this?
Sorry, here you go.
Wasn't the whole point of this is to completely eradicate Iran's nuclear program? And it doesn't feel like they're totally there yet. And as long as they have some level of nuclear capabilities, there's just going to continue to be an ongoing risk to Israel. So, is this going to be where we just have a 3 to 6 month pause, and then we see it come back?
I don't think Israel's going to go for a ceasefire.
Yeah,
I think that hits the nail on the head. Like but the only way really to destroy this final one is with the US, right? So this this final nuclear facility is in Fordow, which is a kilometer underground. So it's much more underground than Natrans, which is the other one. The only way really to destroy it is with a special sort of bunker busting bomb delivered by a B-52 bomber, neither of which Israel has. So there had been some thought that if Iran had retaliated and struck any US asset, anything, then the US would have done that. But they haven't. And they're being very, very smart not to right now. Because the moment, and if they did, then that would really be kind of an issue. But now it's like left in this situation where, like, does the US enter the war to finish it off, or does you have to, or do you make a deal and it's more around trust? To be honest though, like, I think this idea that you destroy this and like it would never come up again, like there was a piece I think recently in the Wall Street Journal which said that if a billionaire wanted to make a nuclear reactor, they would need probably about $1 billion and 5 years to make it. Now, there are lots of countries around the world that could potentially, we're going to be constantly in a world where like the actual technology and knowledge to make some of these reactors now is going to be out there. So actually it does need, like, you can't just be like, oh, we'll destroy that final facility and it's over, right? I think the idea is that you do need countries to come to the negotiating table and actually want to not happen. And it does feel as though potentially that's kind of what you could get here. So I think there will be pressure on everyone to make a deal if they are offering that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a G7 today, right, in Canada or something. So we'll see.
G7, but who cares about the G7, man?
Nobody, but that's what we're going to be talking about, right? But I mean, it's only America at this stage that really matters. That
it really just matters between America and Iran.
He's not trying to drag them into this war. America is not trying to get too involved because that would be the next leg up to an escalation that I don't think anybody in this world wants. And so we'll see. We'll see. I have two cases. One case is like, hey, like Israel says, fuck no, we just keep at it. Even though they've been requested not to kill the Ayatollah, they go for it, which causes like revolts, and then they kind of like stop bombing and riot, let the people riot. And then the other case is just nothing ever happens, and ceasefire, and then we just keep going the way we have been going for the last 50 years, you know? So we'll see. Definitely the best outcome for humanity in general is no war, but we know that's always kind of tough. It sucks to see, that's for sure. Anyways, I don't know if you guys have anything else to say on that, but
no, I think if you're looking for things about like, oh, what should I be looking for in the next few days, you're really kind of looking at Trump tweets here. Like, I think Trump is going to be the person who tells everyone to make a deal, and he'll probably make it public.
He's a big deal guy.
Before a deal is ever made. And then if you're looking for any escalation, like I said, if Iran decides to close the Strait of Hormuz, or if you start to see like massive armament shipments coming in from China to Iran, that would be another escalation. And then you'll see, like, I reckon the markets would react badly probably to both of those on a headline.
I agree. Those are the big things to watch. But then also we've got what PAL and FOMC, but they're kind of related because if this is still this massive overhanging uncertainty, like, can he really make a move? Like,
yeah, I think he can. I think he can. I think the oil thing is kind of over. I really don't think Iran would ever close the Strait of Hormuz, because if they did that, like we just said, it would be a real like, it would bring the US probably into the war, and that would be, they don't want to do that. So I think you're not going to see the really bad scenario essentially for oil. You're just going to see Iranian supply potentially disrupted. Yeah,
I see that. I definitely see that. So we'll see what happens in that front. But for now, we'll have to wait. The market really doesn't care at this stage. Bitcoin definitely shrug it off and is gonna do its thing. That's for sure. Let's see when we get down to my. Anyways, Tyler, is there anything?
Yeah, a few other things, but quickly, I think the Bitcoin price action really is notable. We talked about this a little bit on Friday. The dips are shallower and shallower.
Oh,
Like we dipped harder. See you, Mando. We dipped harder on the Trump Elon fight than we did on the Israel attack on Iran. And we went to 105 last week, and now we just went to 102.5 on this dip. And it looks like, I mean, knock on wood, I mean, it looks like the bottom is probably behind us on this, right? Barring some huge change, like China getting in or something along those lines. The bid looks incredibly strong. What's also notable to me, I pointed this out yesterday, the fear and greed index is back at 50 with Bitcoin at 107.7. Like, honestly, like the timeline feels like that to me. It feels like sentiment is very mixed. Like it is far from euphoric.
It's back to 61. Let's see.
There's a myriad market for that.
Yeah. There's always, I love these markets. Fuck. Yeah.
I was looking at the coin market cap one, which is a little bit different. All right.
So we followed this one.
Okay.
Because that's kind of the one. What do we think, Tyler? Flash market ends June 18th. That's 48 hours.
Yeah, I like yes on this over 62. You kind of need the camp of nothing ever happened. You need nothing to happen probably in the next couple of days. So is this going to end right around FOMC? That's the other wild card.
Yeah, it ends in 2 days.
Because FOMC will be Wednesday. But yeah, I like the yes side. It looks appropriately priced with it basically being right on the number.
Definitely does. Anyways, Tyler, I'm dying. I probably have energy for another topic. And then
no worries. I didn't have a chance to go downstream, so just a couple other headlines. So Sonic, they announced their airdrop details for season 1. It's gonna be 190 million tokens. It's gonna be claimable via an NFT. 25% claimable immediately, 75% vested over 270 days. It looks like there's this twist where you can claim it earlier and not have to do the vesting, but you might lose some of the tokens. So a bit of game theory there. But that's going to be a huge event to watch in the Sonic ecosystem. That is coming on Wednesday, the 18th. Big update out of OV. This was less news, but more of like a narrative shift, perhaps. So we had a lot of details come out of the REKT. Those drinks are going live. I want to say right after the show. Actually, they might have gone live right during our show for their latest limited edition drop. For those who are staking Jupe or holding REKT, the latest drink sale. But I thought what was interesting was his commentary over the weekend, kind of introducing this Web 4 token and this broader idea of community tokens. And what I like about how OSF is driving this right now is just being very active, kind of thinking through this, playing out different scenarios, and just building this all live, kind of in public for everyone to see and react to. And I think people like it, and I think folks have been responding well to it. So that was interesting. Go! I retweeted his post. Go out and read it if you haven't already. It is fairly long, but it's a good read. And other than that, like we hit on the meme action. It looks like the memes are pumping a bit. We got Coinbase on Fartcoin, which is now Fartcoin on Coinbase, which was largely overlooked last week because it kind of came out right amidst all the war news. But we've got a nice little nice action happening on Coinbase. I believe it led all meme tokens in volume.
More than 70 Doge, everything.
So it's a nice position here for our beloved Fartcoin token. So that's a company hold. SBX continues to just crush. SBX is back at all-time high. Launchcoin ecosystem cooling off a bit. The Bonk Guy's useless token was the big mover over the weekend. It hit 100 million briefly. Basically went up 15x in 10 days. So he can still move markets. So shout out to Bonk Guy. He still has it. And Dissected Meebit sold for $500,000 to Adam Weitzman. Adam Weitzman just loves buying the rare PFPs. 500K is a lot. And shout out to Sergito. He's bringing life back to the Meebs.
I just saw him a couple weeks ago. He's cooking.
Yeah.
He's definitely doing well with the Meebs. And Fartcoin did lead. That was our indicator yesterday. Our indicator was indicating useless. I saw. Love to see that. And 7-Eleven news also for REKT.
I buried that. That was huge.
Huge.
I cannot wait to see REKT drinks in 7-Eleven.
That's insane. That's actually that's like their pudgy Walmart moment. Like 7-Eleven is just massive. So I know we talk about it a lot, but like it's just a lot of good news. So They announced that. There you go.
Yeah, if you're out in LA, go live and you can get rewards.
Yeah.
And REKT.
3 different stores, I believe, right? The video is cool too. So I saw it. And then it's I think it's these 3 stores here, and then Epic also saw quite a pump to $8 million this weekend.
It did. And then Mando with his cryptic, everyone loved the comeback story tweet.
Classic Mando. Classic Mando. I'm curious what he's planning on doing with that one. He's very secretive about it because he's focused on YEET, right?
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll ask him on the show tomorrow. I'll just ask him straight up. All right, let's give some money away because I am freezing. Oh yeah.
Giveaway, baby.
R32.
We're good.
We're good. Okay, Raphael R32. Come on, stage, Raphael. All right. Let me. Okay, so Raphael R32, where you at? It was Raphael R3287. I see him.
Okay.
I see him. All right. All right. Raphael, what up?
How you doing? Thank you. I'm excited.
Let's go. You're welcome. Well, congratulations, Raphael. You already made $500. So no matter what happens in the games that we're about to play together, you will leave with $500. So congrats on that. Your first winner on our Kick stream. So love to see that.
Yeah.
Are you following us on Kick, Raphael?
Yeah, I just opened it up and all that. I've been had an account, but I just opened it up and all that. Yeah, I'm following.
I love it. All right. So I guess, are you watching us on video or audio only?
I can get on video. I can see you on video.
Okay. So you can get on video. So let's do video. Well, let's do Lamp Chop. What are we thinking, Tyler?
Whatever's easier, risky click. I was thinking.
Let's do risky click.
Yeah.
Let's see if you guys hear the sound this time. Yeah, I'm fucking dying here, guys. Whoa. Okay. Boom. Okay. All right, Raphael, are you on video?
Can hear the sound as well.
I'm struggling to see the video, but I know risky click if we're doing risky click.
Okay, perfect. So we can do it on audio. So look, there's 9 little tables. Goes from 120, 1.2x, 1.3x, 1.44x, 1.5x, 1.75x, 2x, 250x, 3x, 420x. So obviously from 1 to 9. 1 being the least risky and 9 being the most riskiest click here where you can get robbed. Raphael, I'm gonna pick a number from 1 to 9.
I'm going 9 both times.
Okay. Oh, that was a crazy board too. All right, well, you get one more shot. 250.
Let's go.
Again?
All right.
9.
No, okay.
What a guy.
Really want him to get it. I really want him to get it. This is
He
cool.
likes it. Come on.
Oh, no. Hey, Raphael, I respect the hustle, though. That was fun. Well, congratulations. Either way, you still made $500.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Just winning it. I already got my W.
I love that. Congrats, Raphael. With that, we'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Degenz and Twitter Spaces for the episode FOMO on REKT Radio. Let's go.